We have Osayuwa Mesale, who is the founder of the Osayuwa Mesale Foundation International, and Norma Efanga. They are here to enlighten us more on the upcoming OSFI tournament. Hi, ladies. Hello. Who are in the building. Yo. We know you've been busy preparing for this your event. So now you're coming as a official.
I've lost 10 kg.
Obviously, on this matter.
But it looks good.
So how are you doing?
Fine.
So how is the stuff coming on?
Fantastic.
For those who have no idea what this is about, please tell us what OSFI Foundation is doing.
Okay, so September 7th to 9th, we're organizing a board game tournament for children within the ages of 7 to 19. And we're focusing on 3 games, IO, chess, and Scrabble. And the reason we added IO into the mix is because IO or Lokmo. We realized that cultural games are actually dying, so, and it's important for people for us to embrace, our culture and all that. So that's why IO is part of the mix. So September, we're hosting currently now we have about 700 children that are registered already on the platform. So September, we're hosting them. And we know that day we're going to have a lot of gate crashers. So we are making room because the plan is to make room for 1,500 children. Yes, for the event.
Not that you said gate crash, people now want to come and get crash. But
actually, that's what I was
going to
trying
to avoid
yesterday,
that.
someone was indicating interest in registering, and I screamed that no, I'm sure that there's a limit to registration. True. So please enlighten us. Is that
can they still register?
Yeah, the registration was supposed to close on the 25th of August, but because we had some issues with the website, so we decided to extend it. So we are closing registration on Friday.
Oh, so
and that's the end. Yeah, people can still register.
So, we are very aware that you are very passionate about children and their development. So how the thought of a game for children, how does it mix with their intelligence, and how do you think it will boost their
I think I'll leave that for Nova to answer.
She's put me on the hot seat now. Well, children learn in an atmosphere of fun. Sure. And the greatest learning you can ever have is actually in an atmosphere of fun. And that's what a lot of people don't know. So it's until you say, sit down there, or these are the instructions, most times you don't get it. But when you make it creative, IO, for example, chess and Scrabble. Chess teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you strategic thinking, but people don't know that. IO teaches you sportsmanship. So some of the salient lessons they're going to be learning would be done in that atmosphere where they're playing and having fun, and at the end of the day, the message is being,
Now, one of the concerns I was having was because I felt that for OSFI, I know the genesis of OSFI. I understand what OSFI is trying to achieve, but I would have loved for OSFI to have almost like a school, like something that is ongoing, such that the climax of that training or that experience is this competition. So every day we know that we're learning how to do chess, we're learning how to do this. So are we going further, or are we just going to be this competition?
No, you have touched a very sensitive. See, the thing is, and this tournament just opened my eyes to how much people are not interested in things that has to do with intellectual. A lot of people are focused on entertainment and all that. The whole vision for us is to actually have an institute where children can learn strategies, they can learn goal setting, they can learn how to plan their life, okay, this is where I'm going, this is the direction I'm going, and follow through. So it's going to be an academy. The academy runs for children ages 5 to 19. But because we do not have, the proper funds to have that institute at the moment, we need to start small and start engaging them. So at the end of this tournament, it's a 3-day tournament. At the end of this tournament, we have children that will sign up into the academy. So we'll start now, at this time, we'll start at Saturday classes. Maybe once every month, one Saturday every month. Then until we now have a proper structure where we begin to, teach those children. Yeah.
So children that don't know how to play these games, how
can they learn?
Yeah, for interestingly, we got partnership with some academies. Like there's a chess academy that is partnering with us. They are coming on board. So a lot of parents are saying, "Oh, my children cannot play chess." No problem, you cannot play chess. The chess academy, once they are done with the event, the tournament, they can now sign up. We're trying to open an academy for some of these games in Magodo, where parents can bring in their words, probably Saturdays, to learn the game, the sports. Yeah.
I know that the winners at this tournament are going to be going home with fantastic prizes. I was going to ask the question of funding, and you touched on that already. And my follow-up question would be that if the aim is to have more children engage in this sports, we have children who do sports in school already. Why isn't OSFI focused on making sure that as many schools that are interested in having children engage in these games, that we go there and maybe drop a scholarship to the extent that every year, every session, maybe third term, each school has a competition, and the first, second, third, we give them this. So we're engaging more schools and more students on a yearly basis.
That's a fantastic...
Rather than that once a Saturday or once a year tournament.
It's a fantastic suggestion. The reason we're not going through schools, because already schools have...
We're on holiday.
No, yeah, they're on holiday, but they already have some programs that they are running. We realize that there are some students, children on the streets that are very smart, but they don't even have the opportunity. So we are focused on trying to help them to bring in, bring this. Imagine if a child, for instance, from the street goes to play the IO and goes home with a laptop. Tomorrow, the parents will want to say, okay, I think this thing is worth the while. Let's see how we can save and probably send this child to school.
Let's now come to the event. Let's see what are the things, because I know that you've done a lot of work. A lot of work has gone into it. So it's 7th all the way to 9th. What's the day's going to start with registration? Are they going to group the 700 people in segments? How is that day going to go? And what help do you need?
We have volunteers.
We need as many volunteers, but we have people who are working with us. Because there's age, we're going to be putting them in different categories where you fit. So you're not going to go and play with somebody that already knows. We'll put you in the category that fits. And the competition is going to take place on the 7th and 8th, and I think the 9th is the grand finale. So that's where...
So where's the venue?
In addition to that, parents that are going to be coming, Norma and her team will be engaging parents, giving them parenting tips. So we also have a parenting academy that we are partnering with. So hopefully those ones can come in and sign up for proper parenting, because we believe that a lot of failures that we face today, I mean, some can, if you can really say that it's traced to failed parenting. So we want to focus on getting the parents the right information to help the children. Then, of course, we have a distinguished senator coming to play. For instance, the winner of the IO game, get to play with the senator. Wow. So hopefully he trashes him, because I told him, I said, okay, don't be too sure that you are that good. They will trash you, So, but we're trying to make it a very, interesting and engaging one. We have loads of fun activities for the children. And registration,
also for the parents.
Registration, since they're already registered online, so it will just be accreditation. Then we'll start to group them in different age categories and all that.
When you do sports anyway, usually you have referees, you have judges and all that.
That's a fantastic question. Interestingly, we got partnership with Lagos State Government, the Sports Commission. So we have the Association of Chess, Association of Scrabble, Association of the Traditional Games. They are bringing in their arbiters, they're bringing in their referees, they're bringing in their team to come in.
Monitor
so we have to make sure. We have score sheets and everything.
Going home with
laptops.
We have laptops. We have tablets for the winners. Then we have loads of consolation prizes, because it's children. You cannot just say yes. We are teaching them how to accept that. Okay, I didn't win. It's okay to fail, but we need to help them come out through that process. Failure is part of life. So they'll go home with laptop. We have loads of consolation prizes. Like we have gift vouchers from a company that they will shop. I think about 30 children would have to go home with that gift, because I'm not taking it anywhere.
You tell us it's free, right?
Oh yes.
So tell us about crowd management, so that parents are comfortable bringing their children.
Venue and all that.
Yeah. So we have Priscilla Benjamin Olawe. She's a nurse professionally, so she's bringing in a team of health workers that will help us manage, the health in case if there's any injury, because we're dealing with children. Then we have some company giving us security men that would help us, logistics that will help us monitor. Then we have, of course, we have our ushers that will help, direct the children and
Shiva Center, last time I went there, I didn't like their parking arrangements. Where would you be? You have an alternative parking place?
Yes, there's an alternative because that entire parking lot will be converted. We have a company coming in to do dental checks, for instance. They will do dental checks for the children and give them free toothpaste so that they can brush their teeth well after all the sweet things that they are having. So it's going to be an engaging
fun.
Yes.
So how do we volunteer if you want to volunteer?
So if you want to volunteer, just go on our website and
no website. We didn't
just give us our own shares. Let's you come and yes.
Give us our adults going to be allowed to play games too.
Adults.
No, it's strictly the children. But you can be there to cheer them on.
You can cheer them up. And if they are crying, because we need a lot of
adults. We need children to cry on.
So we need adults to come and
give us the website before
so
we run off.
So it's www.osfi.ng. Yeah. So when you go on the website, there's a phone number there. You can just call and say you want to volunteer.
Fantastic.
Yes,
well done, Ua.
Thank you so much for having me.
Obviously, they've drained you.
They've drained my life.
All right, that's all we can take on this. When we come back, the hottest matter in town, Jamb cutoff mark. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So recently, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Jamb, announced the new cutoff mark, and this has caused a serious uproar among Nigerians, especially students. However, the board has explained that the reason behind the reduction of the cutoff mark, saying it was to stop the quest of foreign education by Nigerians. Joining us is an educationist, Oludotun Shodunke. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning.
We have a quick clip. I would like you guys to watch this first.
Tuesday pegged the minimal cutoff marks for universities at 120. Polytechnics and colleges of education were pegged at 100, while innovative enterprise at 110.
For degree award courses, the minimum is 120 in Jamb. Agreed? The minimum for polytechnic is 100. And for colleges of education, the minimum is 100. For IEIs, it is 110.
Despite the decision reached that institutions are at liberty to go beyond the benchmarks, some Nigerians are not satisfied with this. They said the decision will do the education sector more harm than good. They believe candidates should score more than average to qualify for higher institutions, but others think otherwise.
Did I hear you say 120 for universities?
Now, thanks for staying with us. So, my first question is, if you look at that video, obviously it wasn't a unilateral decision from Jamb. There were everybody involved, and Jamb kept saying that we need to take this decision. The VCs were there, yes. All the heads of institutions were all there, and the guy said, "Do you agree?" And they said, "Yes." So why the entire controversy when everybody seemed to have agreed, all the leaders in the education sector?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. But let me quickly say this. It was always a privilege to sit among beautiful damsels like this and being interviewed. It's a rare opportunity.
Thank you.
So I thank you. Let me say that you cannot judge with the video we just saw now, because something went, behind the scene that we don't know. There was a break. They had the first meeting, the first session, so there was a break. So they talked, the negotiation and the lobbying, as it were, must have been, the case must have been settled before that question was asked. Okay. It can be a question that's just fresh to them, right? So obviously it's something that has been concluded among them. Okay. And the question is, how come ASU came out to condemn the same thing?
Oh, if they were there.
You understand?
No, but the point is, yeah, I agree with you that because we've seen that times with that number, that situations like that come up, you find out people say, do you agree? Yes. Meanwhile, there had been some drama.
Of course, of course.
But the point is, we've seen other times that institutions play a double. They would say this, and then when it comes, when the heat comes on, they withdraw.
You see that the last policy meeting, it was a give and take thing. And I will explain to Nigerians, right, what happened and what will happen.
Okay.
The university community makes so much money from post-UTME.
Okay.
I was in it there.
So the allowing them to do post-UTME, right, is give and take. We have given you post-UTME to make your own money. And they have practically turned both the parent and the student to MAGA. Now, so they make so much money from them, and they will now be able to say yes to anything, even if the mark is 50. They will say yes, excuse me, they will say yes to that. Now, the second beneficiary of the last policy meeting are the seemingly moribund private universities. They are the ones that will take in the 120.
Yes.
You understand? And the third beneficiary is the Jamb itself. As we are talking now, it is part of the policy that, what's it called? Change of institution form, right? Portal will be open from now till like January, till the end of admission process. So that by the time you are not taking in Unilag, Unilag must have collected the post-UTME money from you. Then, example, I'm sorry for the Unilag student.
No problem. We were taking it.
Then the next thing, you will now think, okay, now I think LASU may admit me. LASU is doing their own. You will now go and change. Then you will pay another 2.5 for the change of course on the portal. Okay. So you can do like as 5 or 6. Right, so definitely an average student will change. That's not being given admission.
That's always been a method that we used. Because I wrote Jamb. I remember trying too many times when I don't meet cutoff for Faculty of Law in one school, trying to get into another.
No, my sister, you change. Excuse me, my sister. You change only once.
Yes. No.
Before now, once you change, they close the portal. Yes. Now the new system is that the portal is going to be open till January, and with 120, so every school can sell post-UTME.
It's still whether you are interested in changing and changing that you continue to change.
Of course, you want to leave home.
Help me understand.
You want to leave home.
Help me understand the 120 thing. Okay. Is Jamb compelling all schools to abide to respect this rule? Are they compelled to do the 120 limit or not? No. And if not, now you're talking about revenue. Jamb makes money. Yes. Is it to the TSA, to the federal government, or to a person's purse?
Well, I'm less concerned about where the money goes. Don't get me wrong. Okay. What I am saying is that these children are being belabored. Their parents are being belabored, right? As I'm talking to you right now, the Minister of Education said that the post-UTME fee, 2,000, must not be more than 2,000 naira, right? Now, as I'm talking to you right now, I will mention this. I have to mention this because posterity will judge all of us. Olabisi Onabanjo, specifically, the fees seems to be more powerful than the Minister of Education. Okay. He had his post-UTME even before post-UTME ban was lifted. And he collected 7,500 naira.
And that's why regulation is important.
You understand me?
Let me let you
know. And that's why regulation is important.
My question is this. So, Pro-Chancellor of Unilag, Professor Afe Babalola, was saying that this is a disgrace.
Yes.
That we do not have the university capacity, to take people from 120. And I remember that when I did my first Jamb, even as much as I had 200 and Jamb cutoff was 200, the universities had their own departments dictate. If you're not up to 270, you can't enter mass comm. Now they'll say with your 200, you can now go and write post Jamb. Now with your 120, you write post Jamb does not mean you will still get acceptance into the university. So it's only widening the amount of people who can write post Jamb, not the amount of people that can enter university, because you are not building more schools, nor are we expanding the facilities. So it seems like where we are headed is not the solution. Sir, what's the solution really?
What you just said now is what in our own palace, the educationists and so on, and the stakeholders, we call it carrying capacity. The carrying capacity of our schools are falling. And recently, Senate said they wanted to probe TED fund. Suddenly, they killed that probe. If they can probe TED fund, then you know that there's serious corruption in the education sector. Right? It's that TED fund that would have increased the carrying capacity. And increase in carrying capacity would have prevented all of this.
That would have meant that you would have increase in facilities and infrastructure?
Facilities, that's infrastructure, then it will increase the number of students being admitted. As of today, right, an average school that can admit 20,000 per year is admitting 4,600.
Why?
And because there's no carrying capacity, no facilities. We have another problem is the brain drain. Our lecturers are moving out.
And children are also going out.
No, the children, of course, will go out because there's no space, right? So the new registrar is now saying that with 120, right, the children will not go out, which is not true.
And
my fear is this.
I'm coming to Fabian, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, that the two reasons he gave that ongoing, most of the universities have not been using this cutoff mark, one, and two, that people are going outside the country for education. Are those reasons tenable at all?
My sister, is a shame. In that interview, that your education correspondent interviewed me. Why Afebala chief call it another name that disgrace to education, or I call it obituary.
Jesus.
Education, with that policy, education is dead. The only thing is that it's not yet buried. What it means is that some schools, some so-called, those moribund private universities, will admit people with 120 to study medicine. When such a person comes out, is he going to be a healer or a killer?
Jesus.
Such a person, another person will be admitted for engineering.
Let me pause for a second, because they have said it repeatedly. They are only saying it's a benchmark. Your individual schools can decide.
They're not
the cutoff mark. They're not compelling you.
You're not getting it. I have a university that people are not patronizing. You are not getting me. And Jamb said 120. Of course, schools like Unilag and Co fixed their destinies. No, at 200. But they are not the ones. They are not the ones. They are not. As I'm talking to you right now, I don't want to mention them. Certain schools.
You can say Morayo University. You can even say Morayo University.
There is certain university in South that just came out with the advertisement of their post-UTME.
Yes.
And it is 150. Public university. It's just to make money.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take some calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Yes. You had a question.
Yes, I have a question. Okay, now all I've deduced from what you've been talking about, it seems as if, yes, Jamb has, to you, I just want to presume that to you, Jamb has an ulterior motive, either to help you keep using the word seemingly moribund universities, the private university. Are you insinuating that it's just to help them have enough students? Because truly speaking, when you come from down, of course, when I'm coming from the north, being a northerner, when you come, you see some universities that you're shocked where they're situated, and you wonder how many students come out of it. Is it that maybe there had been some agreement in between that, okay, allow us to have some space to have students, or what exactly?
No. Immediately they finished the policy meeting, I addressed the press and I alleged the registrar. And he answered in his this thing that even if he's doing that, what is bad there?
Okay.
Oh, he actually clearly said
because it's not his duty to approve universities. That's the NUC.
Yes.
No, that even if he's trying to, because you know they said that some universities are not even using Jamb before now. Get them arrested. Where are they?
Okay.
It is paddy.
Okay.
Right.
Professor Fabian. Is he a
Benjamin.
Doctor? Yeah, because I remember him correcting
He corrected us as Dr.
Fabian Benjamin. PRO. Jamb.
Yes.
Mentioned when we spoke with him that Jamb has made so much money in the last 2 years, and they're very like, that we're the ones here who are making money. So we're asking, is it just about making money? Because Mariah, if it is about getting students into school, right? If you put the cutoff mark for Jamb at 50, if you go to Unilag will still conduct an examination. Yes. And if you're not good enough, you will not get an admission. So it's Jamb just about money making.
Okay, let me pause you. Let me have God's Power. God's Power, are you still there?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Please, I want to say something. With regards to this, people are forgetting and they are ignoring the excess of a 5-credit pass. Every student with a 5-credit pass is directly eligible for university education.
Okay.
Jamb to me is just a distributive mechanism. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes.
Like, an instance where students will not be allowed to sit for exams in probably in 2 universities. So at least everybody goes to the universities of their choice by virtue of Jamb to sit for a post-UTME. It's not about whether it is 120, 150. Most schools overseas, they don't care about Jamb. Every student with a 5-credit pass is eligible for university education. So you don't tell me that the standard of education is going to drop or people are not going to be serious. We must be serious for a WAEC or a NECO examination. So Jamb shouldn't be the key. They are nothing. They are just distributing.
Thank you very much. Foreign exams.
So my question is Jamb money making, and his summation is more like we should just scrap Jamb. What's your take?
Once Jamb is scrapped, then education is buried. Education system is buried.
So it's a necessary evil?
The Jamb is the only credible exam right now in this country.
Okay. Why? Explain that.
All other exams, right? They are bedeviled with exam malpractices. Serious one. Serious one. But Jamb is not for now because of the introduction of CBT. And I must commend the man at the ends of affairs. Professor Oloyede really did so well in the last exam when it comes to exam conduct. Right, he really did so well. So if we should stop Jamb now, I can tell you most of the students that you heard is the last WAEC.
Let's come from this angle that she was complaining that Jamb collects money for exams and it's now becoming a money venture. Even foreign exams, you pay for them. So what is the crime in Jamb collecting, not even making money? Are they not spending this money back into the system
conduct exams,
for conducting this
There is nothing wrong in Jamb collecting money for their forms. If you fail Jamb, if you do Jamb 10 times, you buy form 10 times. You understand? In fact, this present registrar has done what nobody has succeeded in doing, and that is remitting about 5 billion into the account of the federal government, which is very good. And we were saying then that this Jamb, and it's even contemplating reducing the Jamb fee. You understand me? But where I have problem is the issue of, buying a change of course form more than 4 or 5 times during a particular admission session. If he really wants to do it, right, a student that buys change of course form once should be able to have a particular code to go back and change the course again whenever he or she feels like within the same period of admission, that particular year. And that's what we are saying, that the last policy favored the seemingly moribund university, favored the universities that will be doing post-UTME at exorbitant prices, and favored Jamb itself. It did not favor the students at all. Moreover, the students were thinking that there will not be post-Jamb. Why changing policy? Why shifting goalposts at the middle of the match? It is unfair, grossly unfair. The Senate passed the last time that no other body should conduct exam. The last time, they have amended the bill.
Because they brought down the cost of marks.
Right, yes. But now they are just coming to do it, and they have not really gone there to change.
No, but the point is, can I just ask him this? When that process took place last year, was it better? Has it brought better results?
I will not deceive you. The set of students admitted last year were the worst. And that's why if you now, and there was no
the tenets of actually saying that they're
determining that they were worse.
I operate a tutorial center, and I have my members. Our best were not admitted. the best, because they just look at the number of A's graded it.
Are you telling them to restrict? Can you tell them tweets, please?
I was going to ask solution. If you say that Jamb is the right examination
for now
body, so and there was reducing the cutoff mark to 120, we do not have space to admit all those people. What's the solution?
Well, I think the registrar goofed there, or whoever that is behind the 120 policy goofed, because there was no mass failure this year. The number of people that scored between 180 and 200 should be above 700,000, and there's no space to admit these people. That means some very good students will not be admitted at the expense of those that have money to pay in those other schools. Right? So that's the problem.
Says, whoever that can score 200 in UTME due to computer-based system and its quality deserves to be admitted into university. Amina Tujato Sekina says, CBT in Nigeria cannot be trusted. I disagree with your guest.
Otekbade says, imagine status like, thank God I got 150 in Jamb. Congratulate the intending medical doctor. Laughing in Chinese. Benga says, the only credible exam in Nigeria today is Jamb. Others are seriously watered. Abubakar Bello says, kindly ask your guest, where was a day Jamb examination has to do with my course study?
Prince Oji Samuel says, good morning all. Your guest has said it all. 120 as cutoff mark is an obituary announcement.
All right, unfortunately, that's all we can take. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Regina, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.